All right. I think we're live.
We're live.
I think so. John, let me center you a little bit. No,
Okay.
let's go this way. So you look into that camera. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi guys. Good afternoon. How you guys doing? Hey, look at that.
All right, let's see.
You shine up the pump. Shine up the pump. Shine up the pump. Shine, 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 shine.
I have no idea how many people are watching this. So
Well,
let
I
me
think
see
we'll find out
if I
soon
can mute
enough.
This, right. Let's see, we have 2 people watching us. It's probably Philip and Travis.
Philip and
Oh,
Travis.
it's just one now. It's probably just Philip.
It's probably Philip.
All right, so we're in rituals today,
Hi Philip.
and this is our last episode.
Say they so.
Oh, look, we have captions.
Captions. Really? Shocker.
Shocker. I don't know. The internet here is kind of sucky, but would you live? Yeah, we're live.
Yeah,
Thank
we're live.
you. Thank you.
It's yes.
Thank you.
The internet is sucky like most
I
things in
really
TNT,
need
but
to,
that's
I
not a
really
story
need
for
to,
another time.
yeah, I really need to sort out why it won't go to the event. Doesn't make sense creating an event if I can't post the video to the event. It makes no sense. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to work out how we're doing this moving forward from September, because we're going on a hiatus for 2 months,
Yes, we
vacation, and
So-
during that time Jared and I will probably come up with some solutions. Yeah,
We have
so-
to. It's all about evolving and adapting to our situation.
Hello, Mel. Yes, we are. It's
Hi,
not
Mel.
rain. It's the air conditioning.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the humming sound.
Yeah.
That's what you're hearing in the background there.
I don't know if you're getting a double from this mic and
Yeah.
then this mic.
I don't know if you can hear us. If you can hear us, adequately? We would like to know. If you can, blink once for yes and twice for no.
Yeah, all things are good. I mean, wasn't that much traffic getting up here? Wasn't too
No,
bad.
but it rained when I left.
Yeah.
It actually rained, and never mind that the Met Office said there was a 20% chance of rain. Well,
You can be guaranteed it will always rain.
it rained.
It will always rain around lunchtime in rainy
Yeah,
season.
the 20%
Guaranteed.
happened in my neck of the woods. It was
Well,
really
it's
like,
very
really
overcast and cloudy, and it's not
Sure
very.
is.
It's not very bright.
It's not very bright,
The sun is
like
gonna
most
be-
parliamentarians, but that's another story for another time.
Well, actually, interestingly, yesterday, I took the kids to the grocery yesterday
Oh, really?
to have them take the groceries, and we're in
Yeah.
the car,
Yeah.
and we had to pull over because our great Minister of Finance, Coleman, there,
Ooh,
and his entourage flew past us with the sirens blasting.
really?
And Devan is like, well, who is that? What is that? I'm like, that's your Minister of Finance. He's like, why? Why is he doing that? I'm like,
Yeah?
yeah, whatever.
You didn't tell him that he resembles the guy that they usually put on the wedding cake.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, so we are. Wait, why did who went angry react?
Somebody got angry?
Why did you angry react to your own react?
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
They don't make sense.
I don't know if it's lagging. I'm not too sure.
Yes, we are on George Wayne LeBlanc.
Yeah, but you see the link is on the link is. Let me just. You go. Okay, you
Okay,
go
so you
ahead
just
and
go
tell.
ahead.
You go and tell the people what we're doing, who we are, and why we're here.
Okay, so to steal a line from a once popular comic strip, for those who came in late, the guy who was talking just now, well, his name is Ian Reed, and my name is Jared Butts. The thing about it is, we used to work in advertising eons ago. Ian's been in advertising far longer than I've been alive. No, I'm just kidding. But he's been in advertising for a long time. I was in advertising for several years too. But my forte really is radio. And currently I'm doing a radio show, a morning radio show on Platinum Hits 103.5 FM. Maybe you can, listen out for it if you want to. Or not, depending on your point of view. It's up to you. But anyway, we're here to talk about the whys and wherefores of advertising. What works in advertising, what we think works in advertising, and what does not, again, what you think does not work in advertising. And we're also trying to demystify the world of ad work in this part of the world. For those who are probably wondering if they could get a start, if they want to get a start, foot in the door, metaphorically speaking, in terms of trying to see if they can get that kind of experience. And one thing I will tell you is that it can be a very interesting experience. It can get to you if you let it, but there are times when you're going to feel that you've accomplished something, that you've done something of worth, that your creative powers are up to snuff, and that's a great feeling. And there are very few feelings in the world that can actually rival that sort of sensation. So we can talk about that. But if you want to get into advertising for fortune and glory, no, that's
fortune and glory,
kid. That's not going to happen.
That's not happen.
If you can understand that reference, then you're probably that's fine. If not, you're probably too young to get it. But it's like that.
So we're in Rituals, and
we are.
This is the first time we're doing it here. We're trying out. The last time we did this, we did it at Starbucks,
which was noisy.
So we decided to try Rituals and see.
Yeah.
And the lovely people here at Rituals are really awesome.
They're really great.
This is Ritual Maraval. So if you're in the area, come and visit.
Yeah, have a cup of coffee.
We won't be here long.
No, we're not. We're not? No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No.
But yeah, coming down to the end of the pandemic, we are going to try to do more of these.
I think we should.
Yeah, and I think we should have more guests.
I think that we should have more guests.
Yeah.
Have it become like a lime and try to pivot from the Zoom ethic, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis. Wayne says, "Hello, Wayne."
Hi, Wayne.
Big George Wayne. Yeah, we don't have it's not the free Wi-Fi is the problem. It's the space. We need a space to do this stuff.
Yes.
So.
Bigger the space, the better.
So.
Yeah, we're thinking about something like twice the size of the Milky Way or something like that.
Michael is my friend from England. He's proud to be 54 years old, and he's a big movie buff, huge movie buff.
Yeah.
And he says the best movie on this subject is How to Get Ahead in Advertising. Have you seen How to Get Ahead in Advertising?
I've never seen How to Get Ahead of Advertising.
That's what what's his face? With Neil and I.
With Neil and I.
The guy from With Neil and I.
Is that Richard Grant?
Richard Grant. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. I think one of the best films I ever saw about advertising was actually it starred Tom Hanks, called Nothing in Common. The movie itself isn't necessarily about advertising. It was just his character trying to reconnect with his dad, who had abandoned him when he was very young. And the father was played by Jackie Gleason. And this is like about a year before Jackie Gleason died. Anyway, if you ever get a chance, watch Nothing in Common. But it's about advertising. Tom Hanks' character also works in advertising.
Yeah.
And there's that kind of, there's a certain kind of conflict that takes place between him and one of the other advertising execs.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks' character just loses it. And just curses him out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because you're just not accustomed to hearing Tom Hanks use blue language.
Yeah.
It's a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Because it's Tom Hanks.
That's right.
But anyway, that is one of the films that I remember about advertising. There's also one called Crazy People with Dudley Moore. Crazy
People is, I think, the pinnacle of what it really means to work in advertising.
It is.
There's another one though. Is the one How to Get in Advertising? There was one where it was done by Tony Stark actor.
You mean Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Sr.
Oh, Sr.
He did a movie about advertising where a black guy becomes in charge of an advertising agency.
I do remember that.
Is it Soul Man? No, it wasn't Soul Man.
No, it wasn't Soul Man. I don't think it was. It was something completely different. You're talking about that 1986 movie with C. Thomas Howell and Ray Don Chong and James Earl Jones. Lousy film, but God. I guess James Earl Jones needed the paycheck because That was an unbelievably bad film. I mean, really. And I mean, I'm thinking to myself, right? This is 1986 America we're talking about here, and you have this actor, this white actor, C. Thomas Howell, appearing in blackface.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no.
These SJW warriors.
Because he was trying, yeah, but it was so cringeworthy because here's this. He just wanted to fit into the family, which was black. He was this girl he was attracted to. No, I think that wasn't it because he was in college or something like that, and the only way he could get ahead of the grades and everything is if he became a minority. So he decided to, take shoe polish and no. The only way the only time I've ever seen that used to great comedic effect was Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in Silver Streak.
Yeah.
Because again, you try to get away from the bad guys. So Richard Pryor tells him, look, you need to act black. So he takes shoe polish and he smears it over Gene Wilder's face. It was like lily white. I mean, Gene's like, when you're white, Gene's like really like almost transparent. So they use the polish and everything, And here's Gene Wilder wearing, because he already has a
big mop of hair,
like an afro.
Yeah.
And he wears the sunglasses and he puts on the boombox. He walks in, he's just, shit, that's my main man. And that was funny. Now, whether that is going to fly, though, in today's world...
No, it won't fly.
It won't.
No, it won't fly. It'll be Twitter burst out of existence.
It will be Twitter burst out of existence.
Because of this last thing with this guy who innocuously shared this tweet. The guy from the Washington Post.
Oh,
well, they fired the girl.
They fired the girl because she was just... And her name is Felicia, I think.
Yeah, it reached.
So it's really about Felicia.
It reached proportions that are ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, look, it was just a joke. It may have been a stupid joke, but it was a joke nonetheless. I don't think it really hurt anybody. Yeah. But then it became just everybody just lost their and whether you like Bill Maher or not, he had a point.
Yeah.
You can't just. Sometimes you just have to. A cigar is a cigar. A cigar is a good smoke, and that's all there is to it. There's nothing there to see that just because we say something stupid. And listen, let me tell you, I've worked in radio. I've worked in radio and advertising for over 3 decades. Yeah, I'm old. And there will always be a time. There will always be an occasion when, in spite of our best efforts, we are going to say something downright stupid.
Yeah.
When we do that, we say, look, you know what? I screwed up. I made a mistake. I should never have said it. It was really dumb to do and say.
Yeah.
Own your mistakes and move on.
Yeah.
But not in this culture. It's like, own your mistakes, we're going to kick your ass out.
But not only that, we keep having you pay for it over and over
and over again. I mean, when does it end?
Until okay, so we don't really talk about politics on the podcast,
we don't.
Right?
No.
But I just want to mention that I was looking at the January 6th thing.
Storming of the Capitol building.
Yeah, and the testimony by their own Republican people was that people were doxing them, people were calling them, people were harassing them online and offline and all that. And it's the same thing that both sides of the fence do online. If they don't like something, they're just gonna they're
gonna be relentless.
And that is when government gets attacked by people who are on the internet. You see, now we've talked on this podcast a lot about brands being on the what's the word, on the receiving end of being cancelled. But I mean, it does. I have never really seen it get that bad where people have threatened an executive of an ad agency, for example. I don't think it's ever gotten that bad.
No, it's never gotten to that point. But my bugbear is you're gonna have to get to. It's gonna come to a point where somebody is going to just lose it, get out of control, and somebody could get hurt or worse.
I think
Putin
has already lost it and is on his verge of losing it even more. But anyway, that's not important right now.
That's not important right now. Oh, by the way, that's the title of our show, but that's not important right now.
And here comes the rain.
And here comes the rain again. Falling on my head like a tragedy.
Memory. Is that memory?
No.
I thought it was memory.
No. Falling on my head like a new
memory.
Like a memory? Thanks for the memories. A memory, sorry. Good. See? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See? That's... Stop it. You want the feminists to get really ticked off and say,
"You hate women! How dare you, you bastard!"
Alright, so thank you to 6 of you all who are listening. Thank you for coming and joining. Michael said, Barbarians at the Gate with James Garner.
Yes.
A movie about Nabisco takeover. That's actually good thing. I don't know that one.
I know that one. I vaguely remember it, but
I have to look at that one.
That's a damn good choice.
Alright.
Barbarians at the Gate.
So people are probably wondering why I'm using Zaskia for the event, or why we're using the Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher meme, because I was going to use something else, and Jared is like, "Are you insane? They're going to cancel us. you would have the entire Twitterverse against us."
That's true.
But it was kind of led by a post on Instagram, which a lot of people within our circle have seen and all have agreed with. So I just wanted to share it. I can't share. I don't want to even monkey with this setup right now, because then we're going to have problems. Alright? So if the rain is causing problems, I'll just have Jared sing.
Either way, I'll sing the lyrics to Tiny Dancer.
Kevin Suarez says, "Jared, brother, leave the singing to the professionals, please." And Travis says, no, we want the rain to stop. Okay, I will sing. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Dude, knew that.
That doesn't mean I'm at the
This is the guy I was a terrible singer.
Really? But raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yeah, right. There we go.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. Alright.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can read this.
Yes, that's.
This is an Instagram post by IZArtist. So I'm going to put it up for you all to see. I don't know if you can see it here. Let's see. Put it up here so you can see what it is. Oh, let's switch back. No, went too far. Anyway.
Once again, technology.
Yes, technology has screwed me over. Hold on. I'll get it back.
Is that what I think it is? Is it?
Yes, it will do.
Right,
there you go.
What is wrong with you?
Yes, lots of things are wrong with me, Giant. Okay, so this person on Instagram we're going to talk about. Alright? This came out, when did this come out? 5 days ago. It has 39 reactions, if you want to call it reactions. So I'm going to get Jared to read it out.
Okay, so
Jared has the reading voice.
Okay, so this is what it says. I'm quoting directly now. Quote, "I don't like hypocrisy and self-hate for the sake of capitalism. I don't like people who constantly attempt to sustain themselves in a business that benefits no one but the business itself, and then spit in the faces of those who help keep it afloat. It's bullshit, and I have no qualms discussing it. If you can't even be man enough to tell me something to my face, and you have to run about telling everyone and passing messages through people because you're afraid of confrontation as the leader, quote unquote, then you're just a clown to me, a minstrel that performs." End quote. So, that's it.
Yeah, so we want to explain the minstrel thing. The minstrels were seen as, correct me if I'm wrong, the representation of the planter class, the people in charge of the plantation.
Exactly, that's what it was.
You know, so the slaves would parody their masters by dressing up as whiteface. They call it whiteface, which is the reverse of blackface, which is what we were talking about previously with Soul Man. You know, blackface right now is a no-no. No. But is whiteface a thing? Is whiteface a thing?
Let's put it this way. Minstrel, the minstrel that we use, that we employ on a yearly basis because of carnival. It's one of the byproducts of carnival celebrations.
Yeah.
So for carnival, you would have people either dressed up as the Pierrot Grenade, you know, the Midnight Robber, and then in some cases you have minstrels as well.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who do that as part of our culture, part of our carnival celebrations. There's nothing malicious about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just something that is done.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there are some people who would have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think there's any intent, any malicious intent behind it.
Yeah.
Although there are some people who would want to think that way.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, are we just going to take and then in another form, we're accused of cultural appropriation because some of us decide to wear Native American costumes.
Well, we had that issue with what's her name? Onika Minaj.
Right, Nicki Minaj.
Where she did a photo shoot wearing a Trinidad Carnival costume, and they tried to cancel her, and it backfired because the Trinidadians diaspora went hella hard after people, you know, saying that it's cultural appropriatism.
Yeah.
Well, that to me, cultural appropriatism really doesn't exist. You know, if you're making it an issue, then something is wrong with you. Anyway, to get back to the Instagram post, it's a post I want to talk about because it's about an agency, right? And the problem with it is this guy is venting his frustration online, which people do a lot.
Happens.
We've done it before.
We have.
Yeah, you know, Jared, you've vented online and then have to force to delete it.
Listen, I've always said if I'm going to post anything that could be potentially inflammatory, I have to sit back and think, I wonder how people would react to this, but seriously. And then I look at it and I read it and I say, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to fly. But then some of us do without thinking.
You know, Facebook was toying with this idea of actually, so like if you type the post and then delete it, don't post it. Facebook was toying with this idea of, oh no, you really wanted to do this post, and would actually put it in a special category of posts that I deleted that people could see. Facebook are insane. They're crazy people, right? So I said, so I have posted some things that I should not have about when I was working at the agency.
Yeah.
You see? But this guy no longer works at the company. But he decided that he would paint, it's an actual painting, 36 inches by 36 inches. Right? He actually decided that he would paint this thing because he was venting his frustration at working at an agency that was stifling his creativity. That's essentially what it is. And the two characters there are people who work at that agency. Now I know who they are. I won't repeat who they are. The people who know, are in the know in his circle will know who they are. But the way he wrote his complaint was extremely well written as well. You know, he was non-specific, but he was also saying something. And the something is, if you don't do the right things with your employees and doing the things that, you know, are required to make your employees happy, they're going to do this. They're going to go on social media and they're going to say something, you know?
I remember this was something that I had posted, I think it was late last week. I posted something, an interview, it was an old interview with Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins is the guy who played Norman Bates in that classic Hitchcock film, Psycho. And Johnny Carson interviewed him. The thing about it is, Johnny Carson had asked him, he was directing the third sequel to Psycho, or rather the second sequel to Psycho, which is Psycho 3. And he said, you know, I have been in situations where, I'm just paraphrasing him, I've been in situations where I've had really bad directors.
Yeah.
I am not going to mention their names or anything, but they've really put me through a lot of hell.
Alan Smithies.
You know, exactly. And he said that as a director, I try to be very nice to my actors. And he said something that I'll never forget. He said, actors will do anything you ask them to do as long as you treat them well. As long as you treat them well.
Yeah.
They will do anything for you. And not only is this part of the culture that we're in, not just the advertising culture, but the culture itself. If you find yourself in a situation where your employers are good to you, I mean really good to you, consider that a blessing.
Yeah.
And they want you to do stuff for them.
Yeah.
You do it. It's a harmonious environment. You love it. You love working there. Great.
Yeah.
Remember, when people quit their job, they don't necessarily quit their jobs, huh?
Yeah.
They quit their employers.
Then they quit the relationship.
They quit the relationship.
They had a relationship with you,
Yeah.
if it's a business relationship.
It's a business relationship.
They quit, they go to you, okay, so the stages are, they come to you and they tell you, look, I have an issue. This is my issue. And you go and you tell all the other people in the office what this person came and told behind their back.
Yeah.
You know, we think of this man. You think this man should be working here if he tells me something like this? What do you think? Right? That is not your business to go and tell other people in the company what this man came to you to talk about. That was between you, the manager, and, you know, that relationship. Likewise, if you're an HR manager, the HR manager is not supposed to go and tell the boss, hey, well, you know, this one come and tell me this thing about you, and he says such and such a case and such and such a case, and what you really should do is, you know, that's how it works. That's not how it works. But in this country, it's like, I want to climb up the ladder, so I will climb on. So you come and you confide in me, and I'm going to use that to get me to keep my position and to rise up higher in the ranks. And the people in management, they encourage that nonsense, because then they say, oh well, this man is loyal because he is being a house slave. That man loyal. That is, what's the guy in Django changed? Samuel Jackson's character.
His name I forget.
Yeah, but he's the Uncle Tom.
Yeah, he's the Uncle Tom.
You know, and I will keep him close to me and give him all the perks as long as he keeps pitting the employees against each other. But anybody knows what the result of that is. If you study history.
If you study history,
right? What I'm in Haiti.
Never ends well.
Doesn't end well.
It never ends well.
No.
It never ends well.
You know, they may not burn down your office, but they will leave and they will take your reputation with you, because they will go on Instagram and they will post, and people will go, oh, that boy, I don't want to work for that company, no? So your pool of resources of people who will work for you will get very, very, very small. And it's not a case of libel, because the company can't go and say, oh, this man being libelous towards us. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But anyway, I'm not a lawyer. I always say that I'm not a lawyer, but I do know from my experience that people on both sides have done things and left on bad terms. And, you know, I didn't leave on bad terms with that company, but I would probably take, you know, a time if they came back to me and said, yeah, we want you to do it. I'd be like, no thanks, it's alright. I don't, you all have your ways of doing things, I have my ways of doing things, and let's leave it like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, if anybody, all of the people who work in an agency, you know.
So yeah, I mean, there's no real need to acquiesce to that kind of culture, because if you keep doing that, if you keep accepting it all the time, it's gonna get toxic. Even if you decide that you're gonna look after number one, which is yourself, it will find a way, almost invariably, to come back to bite you in the ass. And that is something that we really we don't pay any attention to it until it's too late. It's way too late. But here we are.
I mean, the agency we worked at had its issues,
It did.
had its problems.
It did.
But I
As,
mean,
as with any
company,
any company.
you know, you have to learn. You do need to learn the politics, and you
Yeah.
need to learn how to get around. And if
Exactly.
that is not for you, then admit to yourself that that is not for you. There are people who, I said it in a quote, which is what led to us being told that the podcast is unappealing, is that there are people who like working in toxic environments. They thrive.
Exactly.
You know, there's bacteria that thrives in bad whatever. There are people who thrive, and that's good for them. That's cool. Not everybody's like that.
And not everybody's like that, because how are you gonna function adequately
Yeah.
as an employee, especially if you're not accustomed to that level of toxicity.
Yeah.
And then there are varying degrees of toxicity you can deal with. Right? There are
Yeah.
varying degrees.
Yeah. There's only so much you can take.
There's only so much you can take.
You know? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you have to you got to learn to adapt and say, well, okay, if I can absorb this much bullcrap,
Yeah.
I'll work with it.
Yeah.
For now.
But then there's the other way. Then there's the flip side of it, which is I'm not accepting any little infraction at all. So, you know, for example, I use a hypothetical situation. If they decide to have a Kwanzaa celebration, you know, and somebody says, I don't believe in Kwanzaa, I think this company shouldn't be doing anything Kwanzaa related. You know, I protest, and I'm going to go on Twitter and say that this company is terribly racist against you because all they want to talk about is Kwanzaa. You know, that's the flip side. I mean, that's just being overly sensitive, and that's just being ridiculous. You know.
Now, I remember a time when we were working on a campaign for a particular company, and this is about gaming, online gaming, and so on, and offline gaming. And there was one particular individual who did not want to do it because, according to her, the online gaming and stuff like that went against her religious beliefs.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, ironically enough, she was involved, but indirectly.
Yeah.
And we went to the company's headquarters, for want of a better word, to pitch the idea. And the guy who was in charge of the company looked at all of us, of differing ethnicities and so on and so forth.
That was a lot of people who went.
A lot of people.
Yeah, there was like 10 of us.
There were 10 of us.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
And ironically, the guy focuses on the one individual who really didn't have any major input.
But not only that. Not only that. I mean, not only that, she was. I remember that, and even though she did help a little bit with the campaign, and she's cool and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it was I wouldn't say obvious, but there was a strategy involved in doing that. You know. Anyway, what I'm saying is that once you work within the ad industry, the kind of crazy, illogical things that happen is why we are here and why we're talking about these things. Because sometimes you just can't believe, you know. Anyway, we lost 90% of our audience.
90%?
We have two viewers. I think that's still Philip and Travis. I'm not too sure.
Where did we go wrong? 90%
I think we rambled on about irrelevant
stuff.
All right,
we were sliding in irrelevancies. I told you I could have done, you know, in John's Tiny Dancer. We didn't want to do it. So
I think this table that we're on is extremely strange and disconcerting.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It kind of does this kind of go down into the center
makes you
with
feel
a
like
dream, and I don't know why it's a dream, but it's weird. It's like there's a glass top, and then there's.
It almost makes you feel like you're being sucked. It almost makes you feel like you're being sucked into the vortex or something. So there's nothing.
I keep thinking that we should fall in.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same thing.
It looks like a black hole.
It does, doesn't it? Look at that. Oh, get swept into the untold realm.
Philip says, pressure for that company. Do your own thing. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you mean by that, Philip. You need to explain that a little bit. Philip is one of Okay, so I'm going to name some of the people. We're going to call them our patrons, even though none of them give us any money. Right?
You
Philip,
bastards.
Travis,
None of you. Better be ashamed of yourselves.
Kavir. Is Kavir his name?
Kavi.
Kavi. And what's the other one? We have Ozma. We have to say Ozma.
Hi, Ozma.
And then we have to say, well, of course, all our people who have jumped onto the podcast for the last couple of months, which is Quincy, Anthony.
There are two Anthonys.
Yeah,
There's Anthony and Anthony.
Anthony.
Right.
And then there is.
That's just
we want Tracy to come back, but Tracy's been very, very busy. So we give a shout out to Tracy.
Tracy be busy, but you know.
Then there's I should have a list of names. I don't.
You mean
if I
never
forget somebody's name, it's not because I'm leaving you out purposely. I just forgot.
The willful sin of omission.
There is. I can't remember all the people's names. I don't remember.
Forgive us, we're old.
And this table is not helping.
This table's not helping because
this table makes
you
us
got
feel like
glasses.
we're falling.
And I feel like I'm being sucked into the whole thing right here now. Like a little, like a kind of like a whirlpool in slow motion, almost.
So let's talk about the future of this podcast.
The future.
I would like people who are listening, whether it's the two people, well, now we have three. What you all want to see, because we want to start back in September.
Dancing girls. The solid gold dancers.
I am flying out
You
in
are.
August for a little bit.
Are you
So
going?
we may have to start
You want
back
to bomba?
on the second week of September. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going. I'm just going. I'm leaving this world.
You're my friend. You're not telling me you're going. You're my friend. You're not telling me anything.
I'm going to India on a religious Hare Krishna. I'm coming back with my sister.
You.
I go,
And then when you,
I like the Hare Krishna religion.
oh, so you're going to India? Okay, you're gonna be Sadhguru. When they come back, don't slap anybody, huh? Just say it. Don't slap nobody here. Yeah. You know? Like say somebody make a joke about somebody and it's not a ton beast.
Philip says, earlier I thought I heard the statement, leaving the company on bad terms. Maybe I misheard. No, what we're saying is,
No.
you should not leave a company on bad terms. But it does happen.
But it happens.
You know, and you have to, don't beat yourself up. That's just how it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, if you find yourself in a situation where a better opportunity comes along, of course, I mean, you know, you're as loyal as your options.
Yeah.
If you have better options coming up,
Yeah.
and it's a better environment and better pay, of course, by all means, do so. What's going on here? What is it? What is that? What are you doing? What the frig are you doing? And the guy was disconcerted.
I was trying to see if I could poke you with my finger.
You just pokey your feet.
Look, you see? Look,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
There you go, look.
Well, thankfully it was the index. Because if it had been if it had been the pinky, not a problem, or the ring finger, not a problem. But if it had been the other finger, oh well, you know.
Yeah, so coming back, we're going to start that maybe the second week in September. We'll probably go usually to Christmas. We'll have our Halloween special. We're going to do another Halloween special.
If we're gonna do a Halloween special, I swear to God, I'm not turning up as Mrs. Doubtfire.
I think we need to come up with some stories that we'll have to make up some stories.
You don't like it when I'm in drag, do you?
Huh?
Never mind.
No, I don't want to see you in drag. Honest to God, no. Please don't. Please don't do that. If people who want to see Jared in drag,
How many people want to see me in drag? Come on.
please do a heart right now. I want to see how many hearts you get.
Oh
How many
God.
hearts you gonna get?
Oh no.
None.
No.
Nobody wants to see you in
Thank
drag.
God. It was just a suggestion, guys. Come on. Oh Lordy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
So going forward.
So for the next couple of weeks, that doesn't mean that you and I are not going to do stuff. We're going to try to figure this live thing out and get it done properly. I want to probably have a meeting with you, me, and Quincy in July when school's over and things calm down a little bit, so that we could really work on trying to get out of doing Zoom.
Yeah.
Do more live on, so you could do it live from your home, I could do it live from so you could see our ugly mugs from now on. We'll still have the audio only podcast, but what we'll probably do, because Kavi was interested in helping us out to be like the director. So we could probably bring Kavi and he could be our director.
Yeah.
And Philip also said he would be interested in helping out, so maybe we could do it. But what we really need is a good mic. So we could put it right here and the two of us could talk so you all don't hear background noise or too much stuff. And maybe a nice space. So if somebody has like a but we could just do it like on a Wednesday evening.
A nice space.
Yeah, a nice quiet space. We would love that. That's what we would love to do.
Really nice, vacant parking lot, but indoors.
What? You don't want to go into a parking lot with you? Are you insane? Are you some kind of serial killer? Get on my van.
Vacant, somewhere nice and vacant, like the space inside Amber Heard's head. I just had to make another Amber Heard reference. I had to do it.
Okay, now I have to picture Anna de Armas as Marilyn Monroe to get that visual out of my head.
And I understand that perfectly. Although I have to say that, as much as I love Anna de Armas, and who doesn't? Boy. Yeah, I mean, Anna de Armas as Marilyn Monroe, I'm going to have to...
Mr. Jarrett.
No. You want to traumatize the poor woman. That'll be called, then if Anna de Armas was ever in a movie with me, it'd be called Beauty and the Butts. I don't think you'll want to see it. Beauty and the Butts.
So let us know if this was a good thing, if you all enjoyed this.
It was shit.
We're going to wrap this up in a little bit. This is shit. This is complete ass.
Complete. It was a smoking, flaming turd.
So if you think that you don't want us to do this anymore,
yes, if you don't want us to do this,
please let us know in the comments.
Tell us.
If you think that we should do something else with our lives, please let us know. Because
I always wanted to go body surfing in San Diego and channel Betty White's spirit. But
no. I don't know why the Batman song came into my head. Maybe because that's very super style.
It is. Yeah. And did you know that the Batman theme and the Odd Couple theme are composed by one and the same guy? Neil Hefti. Yeah. How cool is that? You came up with
somebody did not know. When you posted that up, somebody did not know what it was. So I was like, I don't see the reference. And I'm like, wow, you're young. You're too young.
You're too young.
You're too young. You're too young.
You just don't know. You have no idea.
It was Kavi himself.
It was Kavi who said, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I don't know that,
So if you're bored, you all wake the hell up. Wake up.
But that's not important right now, the perfect cure for insomnia. Or something.
I don't think there's anything. We just want to kind of talk a little bit about what we did for this last.
We had a hell of a run, though.
I'll just go through some of these
stuff.
Some
really. I mean, we started sometime in January, and we've been going non-stop since then.
Yeah, this is the longest. This is our 22nd episode
ever.
We started with. We had 12 episodes, and we got really tired.
Yeah.
And then we took a break in August, because we started in May.
Sorry, in May.
So April. May, June, and we took a break in July.
We did.
We came back in August. And then September, October, November, we did.
And then December we did the famous Christmas line.
Yeah.
And then we came back in January, and we've been going
we've been going since January.
Yeah. Thank God for yoga. That's all I have to say. Yoga has sustained me.
Yoga? Where are you doing yoga? Home?
Yeah.
Did you see these people when they beat up people for doing yoga in what was it, Myanmar?
Was it Myanmar, really?
I don't know if it was, I don't know.
Okay, Myanmar or Pakistan, I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. But they went and said that was...
It's nuts though.
Yeah. So let's just go back through the stats here.
As we navigate through the stats field,
so our first episode is the most popular one.
Episode, the one
with all the reverb. Right? That's one where we talked about bull milk. That's our most famous one. Bull milk is the best story.
The bull,
Right?
bull milk. If you ever need a good laugh, listen to
Yeah,
that.
go back and listen to that
Go back
one.
and listen to that one. That was
So we've had a steady decrease in listenership from that point on. Just went straight down.
we've never been able to have
We've never been able to.
have the the southern
Yeah.
heights of 72 listens.
Right. So in May of 21, we had the one about the effing corn girls, and then we had on the 3rd we had the one about the used mattress, selling in his used mattress, because you always see some kind of sell some item on Facebook that you think, why the hell would somebody buy this, and then somebody does.
Yeah.
Then in
Hey, Dad, it's a used mattress.
June 9th, we
Isn't
had,
that a water stain?
I don't think so.
right, we had the famous one with Jason Ducaran, who came and talked about
Jason, yes, I
art
remember
copy
Jason.
eating pork and Indian migration. I have no idea. Jason was quite fun to be on that one.
Jason was a scream. Jason was a scream. He is a scream, actually.
Then
That was
on the 17th of June, we had the one about the electric eye.
The electric eye.
I can't remember. That was the one where the thing was viewing,
Oh man.
seeing people. Oh yeah, the camera in the office. They had somebody had a camera in the office seeing what people were doing.
Yeah.
So that it was like working under Big Brother.
Dear God.
Episode 6 was the one about Michael B. Jordan's run. That was fairly interesting. We had Anthony Burnley on for that one. You know.
That was about a year ago. That happened about a year ago, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw he came back up because of his whole thing with his girl. It was funny.
And now, look at how things have turned around.
Yeah.
Now we have a local guy who's coming up with a new rum.
Yeah.
The rum is called 10 to 1. And nobody bats an eyelid. Nobody says, well, you know, they should not do that, you know, because it's because that thing. Nobody should do that.
Well,
No, because it's an American.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. Ronald Hossain says, have the next season with the agency building in the background. No.
Hold on. Let me think about it.
No. The one about the wounded wolf in heat, that was our theme song. So you have to listen to our theme song.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then episode 9 is the one about influencer marketing and Tunox wafers. I can't remember that one. I can't remember what we talked about that one.
Listen, I think what we should do, you and me,
Yeah.
one of the things we need to do, and I'm very serious about this, is find a way to retrieve that Tunox ad and show it.
But didn't we ask, what's his face, whether he ever had it, and he said no?
Who is this?
Timmy Morrell.
Timmy Moore said he didn't have it. Well, it's available in a place called
AVM, it was in AVM.
It's AVM, yeah.
Yeah, which is where he's getting all this stuff from.
And I'm saying that we get
Well, Jad, go ahead and you and Timmy find that ad.
we need to get, yeah. No, seriously, I think we should.
Go ahead and find that ad, because if that's to get that,
And if we, I know, and it's like it'd be a great way to start the start the premiere of our new season and everything.
yeah. So, okay. So then we had, well, we took a break on episode 10 and we said goodbye. I don't know what we talked about that. And then we had Timmy Moore came, episode 1.
That was very interesting.
About one dressing drive for the Cricksa, which is on YouTube.
That
Right?
was a boss. That was a boss thing.
Right. Then season 2, episode 2 was about the tucking chickens. You know, people are afraid of brown chickens. Yeah, that one. Right, no, episode 4 was with Timmy Moore.
Right.
We had talked about the dressing and dragon, and we said we'd bring Timmy Moore on, and we got
Right.
him on episode 4.
Yeah.
Right, so that was a great one because he went into a lot of detail. So if you want to find out more about the technical aspects of how they shot things way back in the day with TTT, you should listen to that.
Very absorbing episode. I remember that.
Then we talked to Randall, episode 5. Capiche. That was
being the new guy in the ad agency.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Then we had episode 6 in the season 2 about That was with Mick Sigobin. Hi Mick.
Hi,
The one
Mick.
about
When he,
effing culture.
when he dropped the
And
F-bomb.
gushing about talent and begging for a job.
Yeah.
Because Mick begged for the job.
Yeah.
Literally said, I want a job, please give me a job. The story about the agency head dumpster diving. That one you need to listen to. Episode 7 of season 2.
Yes.
There was a guy who used to go into other agencies' dumpsters and pick out layouts
Yeah.
and go back to his creative department and say, be more like this.
Which is one of the many elements of craziness that you would expect in our
Yeah.
realm.
Yeah.
What we would do. So yeah, that's
Not even Ian Novel had something about a guy dumpster diving.
Come on.
For ideas.
We don't have anybody like that.
That's a good one.
And nothing like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Then episode 8 in season 2, which was in October.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah. The one about homework and Trinidad James. What was Trinidad James and homework again? Something
Something about the sneakers. Remember, you came up
Yeah.
with your sneakers and
we call it homework.
and the sneakers just looked so not like it. Just didn't fit in with the. It was just at odds with the brand.
Yeah.
And then of course it was about. You also mentioned a snack called Lolita.
Yeah, I don't know how we ended up talking about Lolita. But
How did we end up talking about
I
Lolita?
don't know, no idea. Let me
Lolita the snack, not Lolita the novel or the movie, okay? Before people start to get the wrong idea and everything. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. They named it that way.
So we
The
still have,
80s was a crazy time.
if you just joined us, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're here.
Blue jean baby, LA lady.
Stop it.
Seamstress for the band.
All right.
What?
So then we talked about Squid Game,
Squiddy!
and we had Devon, episode 9. And then was our Halloween special in October. And then in November, we had, that one wasn't very popular. This is our least popular, episode 11. The one about diamond swim shit. I don't know how we got diamond swim shit, where that came from.
Wow. Yeah.
Secretaries and state agency, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Then that's when I got put into Facebook jail for 30 days, which is in November.
Yes, I remember that.
And then one of our most famous ones was with Anthony, and the one about the SAD agency, the made the agency sad.
Yeah.
A great episode.
And the most famous pastel photo ever.
Yeah, great passport photo.
And all of a sudden I'm hungry for pastel. I hate you for this.
Don't worry, you only have 6 months to wait unless you have it frozen in your
6
freezer.
months.
Don't you ever have pastels frozen in your freezer? You know people do that, right?
I freeze my pastels and sometimes like in March.
Yeah, well,
Just take it out, like-
that's your problem. You ate the thing in March. That's your problem.
But I do want something that's nice and filling.
Well, episode 14 of season 2 was my attempt to try to game the system by promoting NFT art, which didn't work. But that was when we did our critique of our famous milk ad, price versus taste, which have subsequently changed, and it's
It's changed, but it hasn't
hasn't
really
improved.
Hasn't really improved. That is something that. Hey.
Then we had Damien St. Bernard on in episode 15 to talk about the ad agencies and awards. And then our Christmas special is on 6th of December, and took a break. Came back out. I did a review in January, nobody liked it, so
Yeah,
I don't do that again because I don't care about
Yeah,
anything.
I can watch it.
Right? And then we talked about the home dick vibrating chair. That was in January of this year.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah. And then we just kept going. So I'm not going to go through every single one, but I think this year the episode with the most listens so far this year was Madwood Inventing Anna and the Tinder Swindler, Power of the Con, or Truth Told, Well Told in Advertising. So that one by 2 listens, 2 plays. It was more than everybody else's. Now we don't care about these listens, but we do kind of use them as a kind of idea of what you all might like, and we just don't care. We just end up talking shit.
Yeah, we just talk shit anyway.
Yeah, you know. But
whether you want to listen to it or not, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
We're just doing it because one, it's a form of therapy for us.
And we also get to connect and talk and just live and have
just
fun.
live and have fun.
Because we used to have shit. We used to do shit like this at the agency. We just used to talk shit.
We just used to talk a lot of unholy shit about anything under the sun. And sometimes we would do it in such a way that we wouldn't make sure that other people weren't listening in, because you just had to be Tom Cruise, eh? You just couldn't help yourself.
Raphael wants to know, are you at Starbucks?
No, we are not at Starbucks.
We're at Rituals.
We're at Rituals. Yes. You can tell because they haven't arrested us yet. Well, they haven't arrested me. Because, I do not have nature's passport. What?
No, Starbucks is way too noisy.
Seriously.
This is less noisy, so. Alright, I think we've come down to the end of our show.
The end!
I think we did a really good...
The end as in...
No, not that end.
Oh, not that end?
So we want to thank our listeners, Supreme, Philip, Michael, Travis, Wayne, thanks for stopping by. Big George Wayne, Kevin Suarez.
Kevin.
I don't know who Kevin Suarez is.
I know Kevin.
Alright.
Kevin and I go way back.
Then Ronald, and of course Raphael, who just jumped in.
Raphael.
Right, so thanks a lot guys for coming in and listening. Travis was twerking furiously. Please Travis, don't do that ever again.
We're just a couple of old guys having fun. So, right, that's it. End of story.
That's it. We're done. We're done. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
We will be back in September. Please do go and listen to the other episodes. Catch up. Oh, there's Shiva. I wanted to shout out to Shiva.
Hi, Shiva.
Oh, and we also needed to mention the passing of Keith.
Yes.
We wanted to say that Keith, we miss you.
We do.
And we don't know what the hell happened. And those of you who know Keith Francois used to work at the agency, and then he worked at the Arrival agency, but he was always a friend of ours. He was always
one of the gentlest.
Never used to pass you by.
And one of the gentlest, one of the sweetest souls you could ever hope to meet.
Yeah. So we wanna give a shout out to Keith, and thank you Keith for all the memories. We're gonna dedicate this episode to Keith.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Keith. I know it's shitty.
It's a crappy episode.
Yeah,
Keith, but,
he like does nothing.
That's alright, man. Don't keep me like
keep being shit.
Yeah. Keep doing shit. It's alright. No, but keep it in mind. Keep it in mind.
Right. So yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So have a great summer, guys. We don't really have a summer.
We don't really have a summer.
But when there's a promotion, there's a summer.
Exactly.
Every time there's a promotion, there's a summer. So
and then there's a fall, and then winter.
We're waiting for the summer promotion.
Yeah.
And then it's springtime again.
So are we going to stand and sing the national anthem?
I ain't that patriotic. Please.
I had to sing the national anthem with Dave and Sam graduation.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh my God, I haven't sung the national anthem in so long. It's so funny. Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a long time. It's been 2 years that I've actually been in an event where they ask people to sing the national anthem. First of all, being in an event with people and whatever.
Yeah.
And second of all, please stand for the national anthem. What? Really? It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Maurice just joined us. Maurice, you're always late. Cold press coffee. Yeah, that's what it is. Cold press coffee. So thanks, Maurice. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Maurice.
We are going to be signing off now.
Signing off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to switch this over.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye all.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye all.
Avidazen. Aloha.
What's the line?
Ciao.
Keep reaching for the stars.
Keep your feet on the ground.
And don't do drugs.
And don't do
kids.
drugs, kids.
Like John.
No, don't. You don't want to be like me. You don't want to look like me either.
Bye all.
Bye. See you later, guys.